this week. It's a Slash special, Slashapalooza. We're going to be talking all things Donington with Slash. Guns N' Roses, Velvet Revolver, his solo outings, plus also on this second edition, there's the Down LOL's Top 10. Your chance to win a pair of tickets to this year's Download Festival by naming what you'd least like to find in your tent.
I think the thing about Velvet Revolver was a bunch of guys who were looking to do something that was very band-oriented, you know? And looking to make some really good music, because you know, the whole sort of music scene was going through a lot of different changes, and we just wanted to do a good, solid rock and roll band. You know, all the gigs. It's like the one landmark show that I'm really happy to be part of. I remember we actually had sort of a semi-rehearsal the day before, and it sounded horrible. And so I was really dreading the actual show, because I thought we're going to go out there and it's going to be terrible. And all things considered, it didn't sound any better at the show day, but the audience didn't seem to care. You know, and you know, God, what a response.
On this week's Down LOL's Top 10, we asked you what you would least like to find in your tent. Number 2, Scott Pearson says empty beer cans, no one wants that. And at number 1, and winning a pair of tickets to this year's Download Festival, Matthew Perfect says my boss, because I'll be taking a few sick days to go to the festival with the tickets that I might win, and he would not be a happy chappy. Congratulations to you, mate. Next week on the Down LOL's Big 10, we will be asking you what you would do to get a backstage pass to this year's Download Festival. We'll ask you on the Download and the Scuzz Facebook pages.
You know, the other people, the outsiders, sort of looked at it as being, you know, sort of a supergroup kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which was a label that we hated, but at the same time you're looking at guys who've all had a lot of success in different bands. But I think a lot of it had to do with, there was a lot of cooks in the kitchen, management-wise, record company-wise, and everybody really wanted it to be this really epic, huge band. And the guys in the band were all taking it very sort of like as a simple approach, but everybody around it was building it up to be something that was sort of fabricated.
Right.
And I think that made me always feel a little uncomfortable.
I remember the Sunday that you played Donington at Download and being back afterwards, and it was the set that everyone had totally raved about. But did it feel like a natural group that you'd put together when you first took that out on the road?
From the first day of rehearsal, before we even hit the road. And
wow.
Then, I mean, the first show that we did was at the Roxy, and that was sort of the warm-up date, and that was really good. And then we went to do some shows in Australia, and those went over really well. But it's more important than how they went over was just the interaction between the guys in the band. There was just a natural kind of synergy that happened. And that's something you can never create. It's just something that happens or it doesn't.
Now it's time for your shout-outs, and Michael Andy Carroll wants to give a shout-out to Richard Henry's Stag Party, partying it up all weekend for Download 2012. Do everything possible, everything and everyone possible, but not the groom. Sorry to the bride. And is Your Lie a good indicator for where the record goes?
Yeah, that's a good question. The material on the record, it's all sort of high-velocity rock stuff. There's a lot of different feels. And so Your Lie is the only song that sounds like that song.
And that was episode 2 of The Lowdown. Come back and join us at 1 PM next Saturday on Scuzz. We'll be joined by Skindred, big up them chest, Hailstorm, and the mighty, mighty, mighty While She Sleeps. It's going to be rad. Don't forget, you can still buy tickets for this year's Download Festival at downloadfestival.co.uk. Until next time, stay frosty. Someone's playing with my monitor.